I'm painting my nails, so I'm sitting on the floor and I can't move because I always mess them up. That's besides the point. Christians, brothers, sisters, we have got to stop leading people to the perfect life and start leading them to the perfect one. What do I mean by that? Well, Jesus is the perfect one, the only perfect one. And I find it problematic in this culture that we live in, that we love to lead people to this wonderful life if you accept Christ, and my life is great and I'm successful, and it only leads them not just to this really false life, but also to man. And I find that Paul was the perfect example of leading people to Jesus Christ, and this is how he did it. Not only was he real about God and what Jesus did and the death of Christ and how we need to be transformed, but also how weak he was as a man, how he struggled with sin. He was so vulnerable with who he was as a man and how God strengthened him to do what he was called to do. He always led people back to Christ and not to him. And he never claimed that it was going to be a great life. He just claimed that we were going to have internal fruit and peace and hope in this very difficult world. What is happening? This whole deconstruction of faith and woke Christianity and walking away from the church is because there has been a failure within the church that you're leading people who are lost to this perfect life and it was going to fulfill all their problems. And when they get there and they realize, wow, it's not a perfect life. I'm persecuted. I'm lonely. My relationships are failing. This is really hard not to sin. And they don't have the solution, which was always Christ. And it was never a perfect life. It was contentment in him saving us and being graced because we were so sinful. People are walking away because they never knew him. They never really knew him because man led them to him and this great life rather than a great God who saved us through the life of Jesus Christ. It's not a perfect life, but he is a perfect one.